Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Caldwell. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to set up and take down a Microsite equipment suite. These equipment suites come in three components. The first one is the subwoofer for the sound system. That's right here. The second one is the equipment box, and it's labeled by the kit number. And the third one is the screen, and this is the screen. So what I'll do first of all is I'm going to pull this equipment box over here out of the way, and we'll open the screen. Now the screen has 2 feet, and they turn, all you do is reach underneath and turn them 90 degrees to the screen itself, and those are the feet for the screen. And then you just set the screen down, then open the 2 latches on the screen. And then there's just a simple lift, and you lift the screen straight up. So that's the screen, very, very straightforward. Now, if there is high wind or something, what you want to do is put the screen either against a building or a garage or something to block the wind and provide a brace for the screen. Next, we'll get into the equipment case. The equipment case has 6 latches, 4 on the front, 2 on the side. You open the equipment case up, and typically on the top there's 3 sheets of paper. The first sheet is the inventory of the equipment that's in the case. The second sheet is a description of how to set the equipment up. In other words, how all the cables are interconnected, and it's very straightforward because each cable is labeled on the sheet itself. Then the third one is just helpful notes. It's the passcode for the iPad mini. It's the iTunes account number. It's all of the links required and everything. So those are the 3 sheets. They're always in the very top of the case. Next thing we get out is the banner for the Microsites. And it's very easy to set up. There's only 2 components to it. There's the banner case itself, and then there's the supporting rod. And I'll set it up right here. So what you do is the rod has a bungee cord in it, basically, and you put the rod in the back of the banner case, raise the banner up, and then what you can do, and it just connects on the very back, and then you can raise it higher, and if you raise it to where you see the white at the bottom of the banner, then if you twist the second rod counterclockwise, it locks in the banner. So that's the banner. And depending on wind conditions, you may or may not put that out too. Next we'll put together the table that's going to contain the projector and the iPad mini. The table basically is on top of all the cables, and you screw in the 4 legs of the table. This may take a little while. I'll describe the case while I'm screwing in the legs. In the case, all of the cables are laid at the very bottom. And on top of the cables then is this small projection table. So I will, not going to screw these in all the way to save time, but that's good enough for now. So you set the table up maybe 8 feet in front of the screen, and then we'll go into our cabling next. The first cable is basically a 50-foot extension cord with what's called a tri-tap on the end. And all a tri-tap is just a 3-plug source, because you're going to plug in 3 things basically to power the system. So I always put the tri-tap itself almost in between the table and where you're going to plug the extension cord in. And so for here, our extension cord will plug in right behind the screen. So I plug it in. So now we have our power source through the extension cord. And what we're going to do next is the speaker system. The bottom of the speaker system is the subwoofer, and the power cord for the subwoofer is right in the pocket for the speaker system, in the pocket of the subwoofer cover. So I'm going to, and the plug-in is down in the lower back part. plug it into the subwoofer, and then I plug it in to the tri-tap, which is right here. So that's one output of the tri-tap, goes to the subwoofer on the speaker. Now this speaker system can be used one of two ways. You can either put the extension, there are two extension elements that puts the center speaker up high, or you can leave the center speaker in the subwoofer. The difference is with the two extension elements is that it throws the sound further. So if you're outdoors, you do want to put the two extension elements in, and I'll show you how to do those. Basically, you take the center element out. This is a speaker element. These are just extension elements. There's no speaker in them. And you can't put them in wrong. So you put one, then the second one, then on the very top is the speaker element. As you can see, that's almost 6 feet high for the center speaker element. So that's the center speaker element. Next, I'm going to put the projector up, and in the front pocket of the projector is the power cord for the projector. The power cord for both the speakers and the projector are contained in the case for both of those themselves. This is the projector. It's a magnetic cover for the lens. Also, this is an LED projector, so it has no bulb where you have to keep the fan going for a certain amount of time or anything like that. So basically, you then plug into the back of the projector and then run this to the second output on your tri-tap. So the second output goes to the projector. Then finally, before we even turn on the projector, what we do is we take the iPad mini out. The iPad mini, basically, it will have a passcode, and on the outside of every iPad mini, it's labeled for the kit number it is. Just pop the outer box open, and then also inside the iPad mini right here is the passcode to get into the iPad mini, and then if for some reason you have to get into the iPad account, they're all the same on all the iPads. There's the iTunes account number and the password. So you place the iPad mini in the OtterBox where the little holder is placed to where it's about a 25-degree angle. And I always turn it to where the lightning output of the iPad mini is facing the back of the projector. Then you have two options for connecting the iPad mini to the projector. One is a 3-foot HDMI cable. The other is a 20-foot HDMI cable. What that gives you is if you want to stand by the projector and control the iPad mini, you can do it with a 3-foot. You don't have a lot of excess cable. But if you want to set off to the side, then you can run the 20-foot HDMI cable from the iPad mini. Now the iPad mini has an adapter. This is an adapter. It's called a Lightning to HDMI. If you have one of the newer Apple products, you'll see this Lightning connector. The Lightning connector goes simply into the back of the iPad mini, just like you would for a charger for any newer iPad product. It's a little tough to get into because of the OtterBox, but so once you put it in, then you run the HDMI cable out of the adapter and straight into the back of the projector, into the HDMI input on the projector. And then the other thing you do is out of this adapter, you can then keep the iPad charged by putting the Lightning connector into the other output of the adapter, and then that is your third plug-in for your tri-tap. So as you can see, that's why we need the tri-tap. We've now plugged in everything that we're going to plug in. So the next thing we do is we connect the sound to the Bose sound system. We don't have any connectivity to the Bose sound system yet. There's a 20-foot audio cable, and how you can tell it's an audio cable, it's just got a single audio jack. And the audio jack goes into the back of the projector. You notice I run all the cables through the projection table. And then you plug this single tap jack into the right-hand side, the upper part just below the volume control. You'll see it. It's got what looks like a little iPad, and it goes right into that jack. Then turn on the speaker system, and it's down by the power sources where you turn it on. And it's on, you'll see a blue light down at the bottom. The next thing we do is we turn on the projector and we adjust the screen. So you'll notice I'm going to turn the projector on. It takes it just a little while to warm up. Then we'll adjust the screen. So if we'll just take a second to adjust that. Okay, now you can see the screen. You can see it's much too wide, so we get it a little closer to get the screen in just a little bit. So you can adjust the width by moving the, you really don't have to focus this much. There's no focus. The picture output is automatically focused. I'm going to leave it a little bit crooked that way. How you adjust the height is there's simply a push button over here with one leg. And you push that push button in, and you set the leg at the right height, and then you let off on the push button, and then it has the height. We need to lower it just a little bit more. So let's leave it at that height for right now. And you can get the crookedness out of it by moving it back and forth on the table. And that just takes some adjustment. Okay, so now this is the basic setup. The only thing I haven't shown in the basic setup is the microphone. And I'm not going to connect it now, but it's very straightforward. There's a 20-foot microphone cable. It goes into the left-hand side of the subwoofer. It has its own volume. And then there's a microphone in a microphone case. So if you're going to use a microphone, just simply put in the microphone cable, the microphone, and turn up the volume on the microphone side and make sure the microphone is on, and you've got a microphone. So the iPad, as you can see, it's displaying, and slide to unlock. The code is the same on all the iPad. It's 8925. The code is the same. And then you're ready to go. I have YouTube videos running through AdBlock. AdBlock blocks all the ads on YouTube, so that so if you just go to history, go to the history on this, has YouTube, and it automatically will bring up the gospel songs that we have. Also, I can go to my playlist. I have gospel playlists. This is for mostly assisted living facility, but I do have some modern, a series of modern songs, Christian songs with lyrics that can be played constantly. So you just play those through ad blocks. You'll never see an ad. And then to play sermons, you have a couple of choices. You can go to the McLean Bible Church app and tap on sermons. There's the Genesis series. There's all types of sermons. And then the other option we have is for if you want to play last week's sermons, we have all those on Vimeo. You either find them on Vimeo, or if you simply hit Safari, I always have them teed up in Safari. And the password for the Vimeo videos is MBC Edge, MBCEDGE, MBCEDGE, and that will have the latest Vimeo. This one is a week old because I haven't uploaded the one last week of Lon. That was 412. We haven't uploaded the 419, but that's on Safari. And so that's the two sources. Now what the Safari does, what the Vimeo does, it's the complete worship service. It's all the music, it's the pre-prayer, and then it's the sermon. If you're in an assisted living facility, you probably want to do YouTube videos and then play a Genesis sermon or something like that. So that's the options, and that's how to set up the equipment. The takedown of the equipment is exactly the opposite of what I just showed you. All the cables go in first. Then next is the table chairs on the side, then the tabletop on top of that. And then on top of that is the case with the banner in it and the speaker case. The subwoofer is in its own case on its side, and the screen is on by itself. Then you'll end up with the box, the subwoofer, and the screen. That's the three things. So that's set up and take down the Microsite equipment. Thank you.